Welcome once again to Inner Strong Games Presents. My name is Richard Cree, and this is my co-host, my daughter, Piper. And today we're going to count down my top 100 games. We're continuing the countdown. Today is number 70. Is that what Daddy does? Does Daddy do that a lot? I'm going to count down 70 through 61. So let's get right to it.
5 Pirate.
My number 70 game is Pirate's Cove. Pirate's Cove is a game where everyone is a pirate sitting around a set of islands. You want to see this? See the pirate here? There you go. We can look at all this stuff now. There you go.
Thank you for sharing games with me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for helping me with my videos. So you're sailing around these islands trying to collect fame. Fame is the victory point system, but you're also trying to earn treasure. Treasure helps you get fame. And you're trying to build up your ship to make it faster, to have more cannons, more crew, so you can attack other people, because if ever two ships end up at the same, and your ship looks like this, everybody doesn't have a ship of that color. If ever two ships end up at the same island, they're going to have to duke it out to see who gets the prizes there. The prizes could be doubloons, it could be treasure chests, it could be fame. There's also a tavern. Yes? Oh yeah, those are two ships. What color are those?
Black.
Black.
Oh,
Excellent.
what? This? My favorite. Purple.
Purple's your favorite?
Oh, it's purple.
Yeah. There's also the two black ships you just saw that Piper had. Those are enemy ships that are controlled by the game. They just move around all the islands, blocking them off from potential people who are trying to go there. You can try and fight them. They're a little bit tough, so early on in the game you might not be able to do it. Or maybe you can get someone to help team up with you to take him down. But then the two of you are going to have to fight it out to see who actually gets what's on the island. A lot of fun. You use these random dials, these little dialers here, to determine blindly who's going to go to what island. So you set where you want to go, you lay it face down, and then everybody reveals, and that's how you determine who goes where.
2.
You rolled a 2? Oh, that's good. That's good.
Thank you for sharing your game with me.
You're welcome.
With me.
All right, and as I said, there's just real quick, there's the ships that you're using for the game that you can improve. All in all, great fun game. Another one of those where the games are really, really close to the end. Not a lot of points. It's usually not one person that really, really pulls far ahead. There's really, really, again, I caught myself. I enjoy it a lot. Piper's obviously enjoying it. My number 70, Pirate's Cove.
Eminent Domain.
What is this? Is this potatoes? Cauliflower? This is not my number 69 game. This is a lunch that Piper's made for me. Thank you, Piper. I appreciate that. Well, my number 69 game is Eminent Domain. Eminent Domain? Eminent Domain is a deck building game in the vein of Dominion, Thunderstone. Okay, the ship. There you go.
Another ship.
More ships. More ships.
or these.
Those? Those are just stars. Oh, you want these? There you go. Here. I'll just put the whole box over there. What makes Eminent Domain unique is that there are only 5 cards that you're using to draw from. So everybody's going to have the same 5 cards every single game to go into their deck. Those cards include Survey, which allow you to explore to find new planets. Warfare, which you can get the ships that you see that Piper is playing with. Do what?
Baby ship.
Baby ships. Aww. You can colonize planets to, as opposed to warfare. So you don't want to do warfare, you don't want to do the ships. You can just peacefully colonize them. You can produce on your planets once you have them, and you can trade those resources that you produced. And you can also research new technologies to help you out throughout the game.
Look, colors.
Colors. What colors you got there?
My red, purple,
That's
and
2
black.
games with your purple. How about that?
Get these spaceship to there.
So essentially you're trying to survey to find the planets, then conquer them or colonize them, and then generate the trade off them and research to help you gain points. And the player with the most points at the end wins the game.
I'll play with that.
Sure, you can play with that. And I'll play Eminent Domain, My number 69.
Yeah, 8 joint 8.
My number 68 game is actually one I don't own, another one I don't own, but it was one of the first worker placement games I ever played, and that's Stone Age. In Stone Age, you are the leader of a tribe. That's a small tribe at first, only 5 workers, and you're going to send them out to either gather food or resources. The resources are wood, brick, stone, and gold, and depending on the number of workers you send out there is also the number of dice you're going to roll. And the number on the dice that you need to roll depends on the resource. So if I send 3 workers out to get wood, I would roll 3 dice, and every 3 or better that I got will get me a wood resource.
1, 2.
Oh yes, there's more over there. We'll get to those in just a second.
Yeah.
And then once you have those resources, so the way you get you're kind of randomly getting resources, so you kind of have to hedge your bets against that. You also have to feed your workers, you have to feed your tribesmen, so there's wheat fields, and you can grow wheat, and the more wheat you have helps you not have to earn as much food with your workers each time, so you can use your workers for other things. You can get tools to help you with your dice, increase your dice rolls. And for those who have played the... Crack me up, Piper. For those who play Stone Age, there is the infamous Love Hut, or Thud Hut as Arthur calls it, where you send 2 workers to create 1 new one. As I said, you gather the resources, use those resources to build huts to get points. You can also use those resources to buy cards that can give you advantages at the end of the game, such as buying advancements such as riding. I can't think of any more at the top of my head, but I know riding is one of the several others. The wheel is another one. Or you can get bonuses like plus 1 point for every tool that you have, plus 1 point for every extra 2 workers you have that you've gotten through the Love Shack. Apparently Piper really wants me to eat my lunch. Oh, Piper's not a mouse this week. She is a, what are you?
A baby white doggy.
A baby white doggy. And this is my baby white doggy, and Stone Age is my number 68.
7 pitch card.
My number 67 game is one that Piper enjoys playing a lot. That's
why I can't do it. I know how to play it.
pitch card. You like to throw the disc. You remember you scoot the discs around the board?
That's why I can't do it by myself.
Oh, you can't do. Well, yeah, you need to be
I
able
do what to do by myself.
Yeah. So, in pitch card, you have these racetracks made of very good quality that you put together like puzzle pieces. And you also have these track rings that go on the outer edge. That's the. You want to see those? Sure. You can find the longer one anyway. And they'll go along the outer edge. Do what? You're whispering. Hey, don't hit the face. And they'll go around the edge like that. Then you have these racing discs. And you're going to take these racing discs. That's what I want. And you're going to just flick them around the track. Maybe I can do it this way. You can see a little bit better. Flick them around the track. They'll hit that kind of curve. And that's all you do. There's this. You have a starting point, so you have a tile that has a starting point on it. You build your track, and then you flick your cars around the track and see who wins the race. And you can knock other cars off. You're probably going to jump the track and come back. A lot of fun. It's one that Piper, she thinks she can't play it. She does. She plays it. She flicks the car around the track. She's playing. She doesn't understand that she's playing it, but she really is playing it correctly.
A rainbow.
There's also a lot of expansions. I think there's one that has a bridge. There's one that has a ramp. I only have the base set right now.
I'll play it.
Yeah, we can play it later.
But we want to play it now.
A lot of fun. A great family game. My number 67 is Pitch Car.
Some C, some D.
That was good. My number 66 game is... Thank you, Piper. I promise I will eat this. Formula D, another racing game. Formula D is the game of gear shifting racing. It's formula racing on real, well, some tracks are real, some are made up. See the little car? You see the little cars? This is what you're looking for. There you go. This is what you're doing in Formula D. I'll slide that over there for you. As you're racing around these tracks, and And so each, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but each track is divided in those grids, and these small cars, the cars you have, will be moving along the racetrack. Sounds simple. You roll in dice to simulate gear shifting. So you have a gear shift box. But what's neat about Formula D is that each dice only has a certain number. So in shift 1, it's a 4-sided dice, but it only has 1s and 2s on it. So you're either going to go 1 space or 2 space if you're in first gear. In second gear, it's a 4-sided dice. It only has 2, 3, and 4 on it, and so on. You can't go all the way up to 6th gear, which has 21 through 30. But the way the game is designed, you're probably not going to get to that point, because in the game there are certain areas that are curves. And in the curve, you have to brake. That's where strategy comes in. You've got to brake multiple times in these curves, so you can't be going full speed. You're going to have to plan it. Am I going to I need to slow down to 3rd or 4th gear, or maybe down to 2nd gear to make sure I stop the required amount of times in these turns. And some of these turns are really close together, so you're going to have to. Here's a turn right here, but then here's another curve right down here. So you have to stop on both of those curves at least one time. So you're not going to be able to be going through. Yeah, that's a big dice, isn't it? That one goes up to 30. And this one goes up to 11. Just like my stereo. All in all, a great package. There's tons of extra boards you can buy. I think there's 2 or 3 extra expansion packs that come with it. The boards are double-sided. So every board you buy, you're getting 2 racetracks. On one side is an actual traditional formula racetrack. On the other side is just one they've made up. On the back of the main one is actually a street fighting track where you have to avoid police and angry neighbors shooting at you. It adds a little bit of variety to the game. It's fun, but a lot of people I play with actually just enjoy the basic racing tracks better. Formula D. I enjoy playing either one. We're going to play another one in just a second. I enjoy playing either track. And Formula D is definitely my number. Where'd Piper go? My number 66.
Bye. And bye. And listen.
My number 65 game is another one that I do not own yet, but it's Revolution by Steve Jackson Games. Revolution is a game of blind bidding. When I say blind bidding, you're going to have a player card in front of you that has several regents, magistrates, roles, officials in a city, and you have 3 ways you can influence these officials.
You're right to the up.
No, Trinity's not home. Trinity's went to work with Mommy. You can bribe the officials with money, you can use blackmail to get them to do what they want, or you can use force to force them to see your way, so to speak. And so you're going to place these tokens down on these officials to show what method you're going to use to influence them behind a player screen so no one else can see how or who it is you're trying to influence. And the influence takes the form of cubes that you're placing on the board depending on where these officials operate. So if you're influencing someone in the church, then you would place a cube on the church. Some of the other officials, though, let you gain more gold, let you gain more blackmail, let you gain more force, or let you move cubes around on the board. So just because you've got one set, you think that you're about to gain the total influence in one particular area, someone else may decide to move those cubes or swap them around with their own and can therefore decrease your influence. The winner is the person at the end of the game who has the most influence, because each area of influence is worth a certain number of points, so whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. It plays very quick, it's very simple, very straightforward. A great game in my opinion, one I highly recommend. Revolution, my number 65.
And 4 has the picnic.
My number 64 game is Castle Panic. Castle Panic is a cooperative game in which everyone is trying to defend a castle. The castle is going to go in the center of the board, and then depending on the rolls of the dice, I'm going to cover you up. Depending on the rolls of the dice is going to be where the enemies come on. There's a grid, a sphere that's divided up into 6 areas, and the enemies are going to come in at the back and then march their way. Each turn, when I say each turn, I mean each player turn. So as they'd march on my turn, they'd march on Piper's turn.
Piper's turn.
Piper's turn.
I'm gonna put these.
I don't know. Where are you going to put those?
Or this one.
And then the castle itself, they're three-dimensional pieces that fit down. So you have the castle walls, and if I can find one that's still in the... Wow, they're all flying out.
5. Oh, 2, 5.
You rolled a 5. Oh, you're on to the 5?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
there's
your
the castle
turn.
tower, and that also sits
That's your turn.
on the board. So you have your castle walls and your castle towers on the board. But as these
your
enemies are
turn.
advancing...
It's your turn to put over here.
It's my turn to put over there. And so the enemies are on these little... Is that kind of scary? Sorry, I'll try and cover it up so you don't have to see it. But I don't know if it's going to be shown here. But there's like 2 numbers on this. This is the Goblin King. He has 2 numbers on him. And those are his hit points. So he'd start with a 2. And then if you hit him once, he would rotate to show the 1. While it is a cooperative game, there is also the King's Champion. The King's Champion is going to be the person that has killed the most and gained the most points throughout the game. So it is something to consider while you're trying to be cooperative. There's another variation, which is a semi-cooperative, in which everybody is cooperative except for one player, and that player is playing the Overlord, who is manipulating the monsters, moving them as he decides, and placing down monsters that he's choosing as he draws them out of the bag. This being the bag. A very good cooperative game, one that we played. It plays very quickly. We've gotten in at lunch times, several occasions. Everybody seems to enjoy a lot. It's one that gets asked to come back to the table many times. That is number 64, Castle Panic.
73, can I go? Sorry.
Sorry? Sorry's not my number 63. My number 63 game is Key Largo. How about that for a segue? Key Largo is a diving game, a game of deep sea diving, where you are operating on the island of Key Largo, and the board is the island of Key Largo, and you're trying to hire divers to go around. You can all this back to me. Thank you.
I'll play with those.
You want to play with these? Okay.
No. Oh, it's scary.
Oh, they are scary? Okay, I'll put them back. You don't have to play with them. You're trying to hire deep sea divers to dive in various shallow, medium, or deep wrecks that are around the coast of Key Largo, because everybody knows Key Largo is a very, very dangerous place to sail a boat. But you do have to be careful when you're diving for treasure, because there are sea monsters, as always, in the water. A lot of fun, though, because you're trying to go to the various places around the island to hire the divers, to buy their equipment, visit dolphins to get tours. Tours help you do additional things. Whoever has the most points worth of jewels, cash, and gold at the end of the game. What are you doing?
I'm getting stuck in.
Okay. Works for me. Another great family game. Another one that plays very quickly. We play at lunch a lot. That everybody enjoys a lot. That's Key Largo. My number is 63.
62, Blue City.
My number 62 game is Blue Moon City. The city of building the game of building a city. In Blue Moon City, you're trying to rebuild a city that has fallen into disarray. You're going to do that by donating based on the color. So this is yellow, so you'd be donating yellow resources to build this city back. And whoever has each person who donates for this particular city would get 4...
I'll play with these.
Yeah, you can play with those. It's a purple. We'll get the resources, and then whoever donated the most will get a special bonus resource. What I really like about Blue Moon City is that throughout the game you saw that you're getting crystals. Like this one had 4 crystals you can gain. This one has 1 crystal and a dragon scale, and whoever has the most dragon scales can get more crystals. But those crystals don't do you any good in the game until you can turn them in at the obelisk for points.
the red dragon.
You like the red dragon?
I feed him
Oh, okay.
some red snacks.
And as you're going around, you're repairing the city. And the other thing I like about the one of the mechanics of Blue Moon City is that whenever you score off a city, you're also scoring off all the tiles around it that have already been completed. So if someone's completed tiles around it, that's kind of a strategy you can use. Is I'm going to repair this section and this section, this section. But what I really want to do is repair the section in the middle of all those so I can gain all of those resources at one time. A lot of fun, a little tricky, the symbology to learn at first, but once you have that down, the game runs really smoothly. I like it a whole lot. It'll probably be on my top 100 for quite a while. You're hungry?
No, I'm eating.
Oh, they're hungry? Do they need the vegetables? The grapes and the potatoes and the cauliflower?
I just have snacks.
Oh, they're snacking on those. Okay. Well, that's a good snack to have for dragons, I think.
Yeah.
Cities, dragons, love it all. My number is 62, Blue Moon City.
New one. Mission Red Planet.
My number 61 game is way over here. It's Mission Red Planet. Mission Red Planet, I'm going to throw this over here in front of you already before I forget. We'll open it up. Maybe I'll open it up first, then put the game box in front of you. In Mission Red Planet, it's set in a steampunk setting, and you're trying to colonize Mars. And it's an area control game, in the sense that you're trying to colonize different areas of Mars. You're going to have different objectives that you get throughout the game that will tell you where you want to go. I'll just leave that out. And then you can you launch rocket ships. You have a board to launch rocket ships. This one's been split into, tried to straighten it out and didn't want to straighten out, but boy is it straightened out now. We're just going to launch spaceships. You're going to put astronauts on there, and there go the astronauts. Piper's got the astronauts out right here. These are astronauts. I know they look like just little small discs, but they're actually astronauts, and they're going to board these rocket ships. And the rocket ships are going to go to Mars.
Are you just going to ride it?
And so throughout the game, you have several roles that you're going to be using. You have, I believe, 12 roles, 11 roles. And you're going to, depending on what those roles are. You don't have any more? That's all there is? Oh, well.
Or some more.
Oh, more ships? There you go.
That's what I need.
Have that. You need more rocket ships. Everybody needs more rocket ships. And so using those roles, you're going to try and get your astronauts to Mars. You're going to try and colonize as many areas that you can that will help you, because each area is going to be producing a resource that's worth 1, 2, or 3 points. A lot of fun. Definitely, the more this one with the more people you have, the more fun it is. 3 is all right to play with. 5 is really where it's at, because everybody's battling over all these places, all these ships trying to get to Mars. A lot of fun. My number 61, Mission Red Planet. Alright, and that brings us to the end of another countdown. This one, what did we do today? We did 70 through 61. 70 through 61. Join us next time. We'll do numbers 60 through 51. I'm trying to kind of double up on the filming of these so I can try and get them edited quicker and get them out faster. I think we pretty well have determined that we're going to start doing game demos after we get done with this top 100. And so right now we're discussing what we're going to do. Michael's not with us today. He's hosting I'm trying to get in front of Daddy's face. Silly. He's hosting a church event at his house today, so he wasn't able to join us. So we're running these old school. Oh, look, my new co-host is Pinky the Blanket. Sorry, Piper. But well, once he's back, we'll probably, as we get near the end of this, we'll do a, depending on how many viewers we have, we only have 30 at this point, which is, hey, that's, you know what? We've got 35 more viewers than I ever thought we'd have. I've got way more subscribers than I ever thought I had. So a big thank you to everybody out there who's watching, who's sticking with us, who's running. Just please spread the word. And so we're going to start doing game demos out there. We'll try and maybe do some kind of interactivity with them. To play some co-op or some other games that might allow for people to help us make our decisions or to partake in the game as an extra player. So keep an eye out for that. It's coming up. As always, Piper will be with us in some form or fashion. My name is Richard, and thank you for watching.
Squishy, squishy.
Squishy, squishy.